Adegoke, Surulere, Lagos. Number 16, Adegoke Street, Surulere, Lagos. Don't go out when it's late. It was a small child, so it was a compound. They had a fence, so we had time where you'd be able to play outside in the compound, and then you had time where you had to come inside, take a bath, and get ready for evening shows like Checkmate. You know. Well, wake up normal time. I had older cousins, they were way older than I was. They were children too, but they were teenagers at the time. They were older than I was. And shout out to DJ Donovan. He and I were the ones who were the children in the house. So the routine was just wake up, be a good child. Don't be silly. Manage not to get beaten for doing something silly. Greet, all the normal courtesies that you were supposed to have. Greet, say thank you, say please, say I'm sorry. Maybe something like sweep a small area because we had with children had small hands. Just sweep a small area and essentially maybe somebody would sweep, then they give you the packer and then you have to go pack it there. Just practicing house chores essentially. Densa, Major Michael Bibobra Densa of blessed memory. He had different sizes of koboko in the house. So even if you were a small child, you could still get flogged, depending on what your offense was. I want to say Mama Kaduna. They used to call her Mama Gbula, regardless of what you think it is. So there was this thing, the story went, you would mess up seriously and she would scold you and you think it was over and she would let you walk by her to the side and she'd turn around and spread her palm like this and give you a hot one on your back. Hence the sound Gbula. I said Gbula, not Gbula. Please don't make it cool. Family time was morning before we went to school. Family time was afternoon when we came back from school. And family time was evening when, of course, we would watch our favorite shows. In fact, from that point, 3:30, where you see those different colored lines on TV, family time started. So DJ Donovan and I would sit down, excited after school, eat, do our homework, just waiting. You had never been so happy to hear the Nigerian anthem at some minutes to 4. It was delightful. That's family time. We eat in the morning before we went to school, normal eat in the afternoon. The more remarkable one was the evening. Somehow, every member of the family was together at the time. So everybody's food, and it was a large family. Everybody had their plates, so if you slack, you don't go and pick up your plate. Curfew didn't apply to us. We're children, so we're good. And then my older cousins also we saw were pretty well behaved. They weren't heading out at ungodly hours or coming back at late. Went to Bar Beach. I went to Bar Beach in Victoria Island. That is on Ahmedu Bello. That is now Eco Atlantic. Yeah. I went to the amusement park at Apapa. I also went to no, we didn't go to NTA. Went to the amusement park. Those are the two places. Oh, Mr. Biggs on Mr. Biggs in Surulere, close to Masha area. Oh, Mr. Biggs. God bless you, Mr. Discipline. Discipline was we are pretty much well behaved, so we didn't get moments where they would tell us maybe one or two times kneel down and raise your hands, maybe at most, or maybe you could get flogged a little bit, or if the offense was really grave, like this one time. I don't know why. I went to the ironing board where we used to iron close to boys' room in the bigger house, and I put the iron on, and I was just pressing the ironing cloth. I didn't have anything to do. Funny enough, the ironing area was directly opposite the door to Major Densa's room. Major Densa was very around. That just happened to be the time when you opened the door and he came out. Saw me right there. It's like, oh, I know what to do, don't worry. He took me to his room, told me lie down on the bed. There's the wardrobe in his room where he keeps all the sizes of the room. Brought my size on and administered. He did the needful. Never forget. We would have. So this was in an Ijo family in Surulere, Lagos. So it was special every time we had a meeting for Tropani or for Ijo people in Lagos. We would have a few of those occasionally. They're Always starch and banga. Oh, not only were we delighted to have it, even the neighbors, Yoruba people, all the people around it were this. And even when we moved to Festac, even when I moved to Festac, it was a crime to have an event, make starch and banga and not share for the neighbors. Starch and banga. We didn't go as okay. I think that DJ Donovan and I would go to St. Anthony, I think at Baja, with Major Dengsa once in a while. And we would usually go because if you go to church with him that way, it was very boring. We hated it. But we went because when we'd come back, it would be time for him to go to the club. Now, the club had all his friends that come around. There was a swimming pool, unlimited drinks, a lot to eat. It was fair. It was worth the first boring part of the day at the church. Thank you, Jesus. Person iron. Oh, it's between that one and one time when my mom made golden morn for me. I like milk a lot as a child. I still do. She said, take this remaining tin of milk and go keep it in the fridge. I had this tin of milk. You know how they do with tin of milk, right? You tear the paper on the side and cover the two sides of the bowls board. I had this tin of milk in my childish handabs. This milk is heavy. I'm on my way to the fridge. My man said, take this paper out. I sucked it. If you know this. Oh, it was delicious. I shook it. There's still milk. I shook them again. I shook it. This thing is still heavy. Drink this thing. I drank it. Oh, it's very small. It's almost finished. Now, I could have drunk this whole thing and thrown the container away. It was a large house. They wouldn't have known who drank the remaining. But I was a child. So I covered the pieces of paper back and put it in the fridge. Later, my mom went to open the fridge, saw the milk. She called my name. She said, Amas, who drank this milk? I said it was me. That was one of only 2 times all my life that my mom flogged me. Silly-handed. You could not walk past an adult, even if you didn't know who they were, without greeting them. You couldn't ask for something without saying please. You would never get something without saying thank you. They had this thing they used to do. I'm sure if you're watching right now, you can relate to it. If sometimes maybe as a child, you'd forget and walk past an older person and they'd be like, hey, have you seen me this morning? That's code for can't you greet? Of course, if you were a little not so smart back in the day, be like, oh yeah, I've seen you 2 times before, and that will fetch you a knock. But that was what home training was like. It was standard, it was delightful. It kept everybody well grounded and well behaved. The last thing any parent wanted to hear back in the day was, your pikin don dey spoil, or your pikin see me outside, you no greet me. What? You get multiple floggings and punishment in a big house like my own, just for getting reported by one person doing that. Fortunately, things not that way anymore.